weekend. If you join, you can ask me questions live and I will answer them right now. But I did have a topic in mind that I wanted to discuss because this is something that came up in the last few weeks. And I think it was kind of like a little bit misleading because some construction online website ran a misleading headline, and essentially it was quoting Mohammed Al Abbar, who's the chairman of Emaar, as saying we don't build anymore. So essentially Emaar, which is the premium developer in Dubai, the mastermind behind Burj Khalifa, the developer of some of the most amazing communities, if I don't say Middle East, at least in Dubai, Arabian Ranches, Springs, Meadows, Emirates Hills, the masterminds behind Burj Khalifa, I've already said that, Dubai Marina, downtown Dubai, Dubai Hills Estate, so on and so forth. The premium developer, a good brand name, delivers quality. Essentially speaking, this misleading headline said that Mohammed Al Abbar is saying we don't build anymore. Now, nothing was further from the truth, and Mohammed Al Abbar actually clarified this, and he said, they haven't halted future projects, and I'll quote exactly what he said. All we have done is stopped new launches during the pandemic. Everyone has, because there is a global pandemic we are still in the middle of. That doesn't mean we have halted anything. To suggest we have is nonsense. Yes, all our projects, more than 90, are under construction and going full swing. That's my words. You only need to look at our website to see what is planned. We have some of our most exciting and innovative projects ever to be rolled out. This is something interesting and something that everybody who actually reads the news or is looking to invest in the Dubai real estate market needs to pay attention to. I talk about this in my book as well, and I say essentially it's under the heading cancel the market noise, right? Stop listening to the market noise and pay attention to people who have actual experience on the ground. Now, obviously it makes sense that during this weirdness that we've had this year, alhamdulillah, thank God we've got the vaccines out now, right? Not only is the vaccine out, it's available and you can actually get inoculated for free in Dubai. But almost all the developers have either stopped their new launches or they've considerably slowed them down, okay? But here's something else that people need to understand, that Dubai is a very regulated, safeguarded market, okay? And this is something that happened 3 or 4 years ago as well. When the prices were correcting and going down, a lot of people started saying that, hey, Dubai has actually stopped, or the developers that are constructing are delaying the delivery of the inventory. And nothing could have been further from the truth. And I'll tell you why. Essentially speaking, when you purchase a property in Dubai, you pay that developer and put your money into an escrow account. When you pay that money into an escrow account and you sign an agreement with that developer, essentially speaking, something that sales and purchase agreement obligates you to make certain things like payments on time, and it obligates the developer to deliver your apartment on time. Now, 3-4 years ago, a lot of people started saying, oh, the developers are delaying inventory, the delivery of inventory, because they're seeing prices are coming down. Nothing could have been further from the truth. And I told people at that time as well, developers who've sold apartments on payment plans need that money, and they can't ever get that money unless they actually finish the project or finish the apartment or finish the villa or the townhouse and then deliver it, right? If you don't do that, you can't get the money. So no developer, in my opinion, was actually going to delay the delivery. Now, so essentially it's a business decision. Same things happen now. If Emaar is not launching new projects, it's a business decision. They just don't see that there is enough perhaps new takers in the market, because the Dubai market's maturing and it's kind of like shifting as well. What do I mean by shifting as well? Essentially speaking, it is, okay, so I can't really see who's online, but okay, I see the thumbs up. Thanks very much. Essentially speaking, Dubai market is kind of making a shift because there's real consumers, real end users stepping into the market to purchase property that they're going to be looking at living in, which is why, as weird as the pandemic has been over the last 7, 8, 10 months, Dubai prices in the townhouse villas and the semi-detached villas category has actually gone up. And I want to share an interesting conversation that so there's two reasons that, in my opinion, that these prices have gone up. Okay, 2 or 3 reasons. Number one, a lot of end users had been saving money for that down payment. Okay, so if they wanted a 3-bedroom and they had like $1 million, they had the budget of $1 million to $1.5 million in their mind, they were saving about 200,000 to 300,000 to 400,000 dirhams, and they wanted to come into the market at the right time with, they at least felt it had bottomed out, right? So that price wouldn't go further down. It doesn't really matter if you're purchasing. Zayed Osama, what appreciation do you expect percentage-wise in the Dubai real estate market in the next 1 year? I could say 2%, I could say 5%, I could say 10%, or I could say 15% or 20%, right? I could be wrong or I could be right. So one of the things that I have to share with you is I don't predict. This is something Ray Dalio, who's a billionaire in hedge fund manager, says, and I stick to that. Those who use crystal balls to predict the future are destined to eat ground glass, right? Because the crystal ball falls and breaks and they end up eating it. So to predict that, market's going to go up by 2%, 3%, 5%, 10%, it's anybody's calls. I don't do that. I look at rather what the fundamentals are of the market and make decisions based on value, because value you can hold long term. If you just want predictions, I don't know, talk to me later about Bitcoin, right? Some of my friends are doing Bitcoin. Maybe we can go across to them and invest in Bitcoin. That's not a suggestion, nor a recommendation. That was a joke. I was just saying that. So I just so Zaid, I hope I didn't offend you with my answer, but I don't predict. I'm unable to predict. I can tell you, yes, we saw from 2013 to 14, I saw prices go up by 45%. Are we going to see a similar kind of uptick this time around? I don't think so. Most likely not. Okay, market's maturing is going to go up very smoothly. Okay, coming back to the townhouses and the villas and why prices have been going up in that category. There was a lot of people who were waiting with their down payment and they wanted to come in at that time and, essentially speaking, purchase a property, and they'd been waiting. 2016 seemed bad, 17, I don't know, should I step in the market, 18, 19, and then came 20, right? And everybody expected 20 would have Expo 2020 and prices would go up, and the opposite happened. Well, the opposite didn't happen completely. We had this global weird pandemic, and what that caused essentially for property prices around the world and in Dubai as well, expected was to go down, right? And the first 3 months or the first 4 months of this pandemic, so let's say March, April, May, June, things were pretty bad, right? It wasn't like until Dubai started coming out of the lockdown when we started seeing like transactions starting to take place. What happened is all these people who had been waiting for 2020 or were thinking prices would go down, here comes the pandemic. They think that, okay, prices are crashing now. Let's go back into the market and pick up what we wanted to. Zayed, I'll come to this. Agents are telling you that prices in Dubai Hills appreciated 25% in last 4 months. It's not true that they've appreciated 25%. You got to look at every single area and every single category. So yes, in villas and in townhouses, prices have gone up, right? Have they gone up in apartments? Nope, they haven't, right? So in the villas and the townhouse category, yes, they have gone up because people came in. Those who were looking for 3-bedroom apartments all of a sudden could afford a townhouse. Prices had come down and they decided to purchase. And what we've seen more recently is prices have gone up in the villa and the townhouse category. And I want to read this comment from some of my friends online, and they're talking about the same thing, and one person makes an interesting comment. It's essentially, you got to remember, prices moving up, there is a very critical factor of demand and supply. So are we in a short supply situation at the moment? Hi, IMR Kids Fun TV, shout out to you. Thanks for the hi. Are we in a short supply situation at the moment? No. Do we have a booming demand at the moment? No. But do we have demand slightly increasing and rising? Yes. Everybody who was looking for a 3-bedroom apartment decided to go and purchase a 2-bedroom townhouse just because they could. The prices had come down, and which has caused this upward pressure on townhouses and villas, and prices started going up in that area, right? And I did a report on this a couple of weeks ago, and the videos out there. Prices are historically, the last bottom that this market saw was April 2009, and are Israelis buying real estate in Dubai? I haven't sold anything yet to somebody from Israel, personally speaking, or from my team. I haven't had an inquiry yet, but yeah, they're moving in. So if you go around downtown, you'll catch a glimpse of tourists from Israel. It's a good thing. You see them around. They're there. They're very casually there. So they're there. I have heard of investments coming from them, large numbers. I have no way of verifying it, so I can't personally verify it. Okay. I'm our Kids Fun TV. Oh my God, huge fan. I am dying. I love you so much. Okay, same here. Love you back. I'm our Kids Fun TV. Love you back. Okay. So coming back to the original point, people who were waiting decided to come in. Number one. Number two, this could be a primer for demand taking off, right? So as you see, villas and townhouses, the inventory is generally lower, but it's not by any mean very constricted. There's still supply in that category. However, the demand caused that price to go up. Are apartments going to closely follow? We don't know. Possibly, right? Dubai is not new to this. Dubai pushes and introduces supply to cater to the demand that's available. If you watch some of my older videos, so I was born and raised in Dubai, and Dubai had 3 places, Al Ghusays, Satwa, and Al Shab Colony, and Karama, that were introduced as affordable housing, and I think it's like 20 to 30,000 apartments over there, right? And this was essentially introduced in Dubai to bring rents down. So Dubai is not new to doing this. Dubai pushes forward, and something that you guys, a lot of people don't know about this, but my father worked with Dubai municipality for 28 years, and during the research that I was doing for my book, The Intelligent Real Estate Investor, I came across Dubai's infrastructure plan, right? Not their infrastructure plan, but their strategy for the near future. And Dubai municipality is supposed to have infrastructure plans for 9 million people in Dubai. We're at like, I think 3 or 4 million people right now. Okay, that's where we are. 3.3 million, and their plan is to cater to 9 million people. One more thing that I want to point out to you, and I want to say this. Okay, I'd say Zayed asked me, is price going to go up? And I said, I don't know, right? I can't predict the future. We look at fundamentals, right? So there was this pent-up demand. People waiting. They thought that the pandemic is going to be the perfect opportunity, stepped in, took away the townhouses and the villas, and we've seen prices go up in those categories, okay? But this is the fundamentals. You got to, or you can't ignore the other side, which is the psychological, right? And this is a point that one of my friends made, right? At the moment in the Dubai market, to sell, That's what I love about any markets. There are buyers and sellers, and both are motivated by the same thing, that is FOMO. I don't know if you would agree with this. FOMO essentially means fear of missing out. So, investors with their money are right now itching. Is it the right time? I actually have a friend of mine. We went to school in Canada together, to university together, and he's been actually flipping townhouses, right? He's been going in there, buying and flipping townhouses. So there is, like, anybody who thinks that, if there is an opportunity or not in the Dubai market, at the present moment, there is. Now, generally speaking, when prices start going up like this, definitely opportunities come across. Okay, so just to recap, has construction absolutely stopped? No. New launches have stopped, even though Dubai properties launched something recently. Townhouses. District 1 is launching premium villas in a very premium location, which are going to be very pricey. And yes, prices in the townhouse and the villa categories have gone up. Are apartments and rents closely to follow? Maybe, who knows. Watch some of my other videos. I talk about rents. I expect rents will go up in about a year and a half to 2 years. Zaid, to answer your question, the last part, what do I expect? The price should go up in the next 1 year. Anybody's call, but listen, if you're buying value and buying at a great price, won't worry, won't matter, because you're going to be able to. If you're looking to resell, that's fine. Okay, you got a question. I am planning to invest 1 million in Damac Hills. Is it the right place to invest? And also, please advise where you think the best area or project to invest in Dubai. I'm looking for ready properties. Okay, that very good question. Here's the thing. Different strokes for different folks. Okay, so I'll explain something, and I think what you should do really is reach out to me in the contact form below. Some of my other videos always have a contact form below. Reach out to me. Here's the process that I would recommend that you should run. Okay, it's good to say, I'm looking to invest 1 million. Is this the right place to invest in? I would recommend that you take one step backwards. Okay, and this is how I run the process with my investors. What I do is I run something called a real estate strategy development session, or a real estate strategy development roadmap. Okay, it's a 90-minute, can run up to 3 hours, where I do an in-depth analysis on what your background is, what your dreams and desires are, and what you're looking at towards in the market, and what your outlook is, and then I infuse my expertise on that. But what we get out of that is a criteria, a 5 to 7 point criteria that allows us to then go and look at properties in the market. Now, I don't know, are you looking to buy this property with this 1 million and flip it after a year? Maybe I would advise you somewhere else. Are you looking at long-term value? Are you going to be staying in this community with your family, right? The Mac Hills is very different from Dubai Hills. Both offer very different USPs. Once we've got that criteria defined, then we go about identifying and shortlisting properties that make sense according to our criteria that we've defined. But even if after we've done that and we've moved in and zeroed in on a particular property, guess what? There's 3 pillars that you must pay attention to when you're making any real estate purchase. The price. The price is where you control if you're going to come out a winner, or I don't want to use the word loser, but in real estate, money is made at the time of buying. Now, this is a very critical thing. It's very important for you to get the pricing right. Number 2, can you take advantage of... All right, we're back live. Number 2, can you take advantages of the payment plans? Okay, so price is very critical. Payment plans and installment plans at the current moment in time, can you take advantage? Number 3, can you negotiate to be a complete winner? That's where it's very, very important. And when you're negotiating, look, there's 3 pillars you must negotiate around. One is know the seller. Okay, that's very important. One is know the product and the price of the property, and last but not the least, use a very professional approach to negotiate to get the right price. Because if you save the right, if you pay the right, if you pay the right price, take advantage of the payment plans that are available. Last but not the least, negotiate to save money into your pocket. You're going to come out a winner. And essentially speaking, follow a framework. Okay. Okay, so if there's no other questions, this live's gone almost 20 minutes. I'm gonna sign out. Thank you very much. Where would you invest if you have so personally speaking, so some of you don't know this, but my first investment in the Dubai real estate market was in an MR property in downtown, and I knew nothing about nothing. And it's good that we didn't lose all of our money. So at the present moment in time, I would look at, for myself, okay, now my portfolio, my situation is very different to yours. I would invest in studios at this present moment in time. I would invest in very quality, good studios. Now this, I could think about it in a different way tomorrow. Maybe it would be a mix of a studios and one bed, but I would scour the market for an absolute deal or a steal. Now, if I found something that's like a townhouse that's under $1 million, but then again, it's an absolute steal or a deal, I would purchase that. Maybe you want to have your family live there in the near future. If that's the case, then you gotta like square off the round edges or round off the square edges and understand exactly what you are looking for and what would make sense for you. I hope I've been able to answer that. Okay, so if there's no other questions, I am going to sign off, but it has been a pleasure. Thank you very much. I would like to get if anybody can give me any feedback now or later as well in the comment section. You're welcome. Thank Zaid. I really appreciate you and your questions. What would be the ideal time? I think this late time is a good time to actually catch a lot of people. Okay, I'm signing off. Ciao for now. You know what? There's tons of other videos that you can watch. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, there is a contact form. You can reach out to me, and I'd be happy to explain my services, the price, etc., and how we can go about working together. Ciao for now. Bye.